I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost.
And we're back with 165, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome back. This is your boy Leo from To The Point Podcast. This is Mike and Vincent. This is episode 165. It is Wednesday, August 5th, I think. August 26th, and we are live from the sunshine of Florida. From Indian River County. Yeah. Anyways, at 165, we missed last week, family medical stuff like that. But Leo was on vacation for a week or two, and you know things happen. Shit like that. But we're back tonight to catch up. I don't know. I had show prep lined up. Was it last week or the week before?
The week before, because I think we missed 2 weeks.
Was it? It's very possible. My mom was very seriously ill, so I had to rearrange my whole schedule. But I had show prep lined up to talk about,
because it was the day that she went into the hospital.
Yeah. I had lined up to talk about
the two douchebags.
There's a lot of douchebags.
Anyway,
No, the Tates.
Tates. Andrew Tate.
Like I just,
I don't know what I ate yesterday, man. The Tate brothers.
Oh, the Tate brothers. Yeah.
Tate.
Okay.
That's right. Who?
The Tates.
I don't have
a video on them.
I thought I did.
The Tates.
Yeah, the two dudes, they got in trouble for trafficking in like Ukraine or some shit like that, and they're Americans. They're wanted in the UK for the same charges. They're very big on masculinity and you know the macho man kind of. They look like a couple of douchebags.
Wasn't one of them
an athlete or something?
I don't know.
You should. I had.
Man,
I wish
I had that lined up.
I don't think
I have it, but
what he was arrested in was like fucking come on. Anyways, but so much has happened since then. That's all news. They're probably. I think they were in the UK, so I haven't heard much about them. I thought you guys would know about the Tate brothers.
Nah. I heard something about it, but I don't know.
Man, I have not listened to no news because I had been on vacation, you know. So I went on vacation and I just like disconnected from everything. I disconnected from just certain people, you guys here and there and stuff like that. People that are important to me. That's all. Other than that, I just stayed disconnected. So yeah, I didn't know what was going on. Just now, recently, until I'm now back into kind of routine, back into the groove of listening, reading. Yeah. Well, supposedly Andrew Tate was arrested because he's facing 42 criminal charges, including rape, human trafficking, and child pornography. They were also very big for manipulating these girls over in Europe to do those webcam videos, and they were racking in the money, and they weren't paying these girls, and most of them felt obligated, like they couldn't get away from them. Stuff. Right. Allegedly. They were, I think it was Romania. Actually, they were locked up in Romania for quite a while. Romania actually kept a lot of their money too. I don't really have any video. punks. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna download it.
Video about them, but
The thing I know is
about the rocket that was supposed to land on the moon.
or hit the
The
moon.
moon. What else do I know about what's going on?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a
Falcon 9.
I thought it was supposed to be one of
Musk's rockets.
Yeah,
supposed to.
I guess it went out a few.
Or something to get on the way back.
Yeah, it was like expected. That's the only thing that I know.
Right now that's going on.
Yeah, I knew it was supposed to today. I remember I woke up
Saw that this morning.
and then I haven't looked at anything else about it.
Yeah.
A frog?
You know what I was thinking the other day, guys?
No, it's not a frog.
No, the speakers are power off.
Oh,
There's no sound.
no.
What were you doing?
What?
The other day I was sitting on the
Back porch and I was
thinking about the
stimulus check. See?
What's stimulus check?
Are they talking?
So I saw something.
Listen,
I saw something
today,
yesterday,
and I'm
just assuming it was
old. Something about how
Doge is still
predicted between Musk and Trump that they're going to give a $5,000 check to every American. I saw it again recently, and I just like it's got to be an old article. I just moved on.
I don't know. I was just thinking everybody. I'm gonna include myself. Complaining about the expense of everything and everything's going up on price and everything going up on price.
And I was sitting back and I was
thinking, I was like, I wonder if this
stimulus checks
was all phony
money and now
well, it's all phony money. And now look where we're at.
anywhere.
And now look where we're at.
And then I was thinking, I got even deeper
thinking.
I was thinking, I was like,
if they would ask
all of the
Americans, hey, can you guys return your stimulus checks back? We can make the world go back how it was. Make everything cheaper and make how everything was.
Because we
Can't forget who gave us
the first two stimulus checks.
who? Trump.
Yeah, but that
wouldn't solve it.
It wasn't the first time though. They gave like a rebate or something like that. But in the
lifespan that
we have lived
and that people
now in this
society have received those checks.
Yeah, COVID checks. Yeah, COVID checks. And not everybody wanted.
Knew better.
And you better. And everybody
got like around
3,000, 5,000, somewhere around there. Every adult, kids. So everybody got a nice chunk of change, but now look at the fucking
situation that we're in now.
Yeah, I mean, I would
it helped. It did help. You got kids.
you
know, that money hits the bank either
way because that's where your taxes
go. It's like,
all right, I'm gonna give it back.
no, but I mean,
most of us spend.
But you paid it back.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
we're
well,
paying it back
somewhere or another.
and it's just like, no matter what,
Handout or no handout.
you're gonna get at the end of the day.
Because the government's always got to have his hands in something. Even if it belongs
to you or not.
Well, I've always said the government is what replaced organized crime.
You think so?
Yeah. Why do you think they wanted the mafia gone? Because they wanted to doing all the schemes and stealing taxes.
Yeah.
Seems a little.
John said connection seems like it's going in and out. So let me turn everything up.
But yeah, to me, yeah,
Our government
replaced organized crime.
Yeah.
That's why part of the reason they wanted the mafia gone
so bad, so that they could start being the ones
coming up with these
schemes to
steal everybody's money through taxes.
Yeah. And
In
other
other
ways. They're doing it through other ways. They're doing it through our interest rates. They're doing it through our medication. You know, you think the amount of money these medicine companies are making, and then half of them, the insurance is all game too. So I have one medicine that I just recently started taking, Leo. If I don't have insurance, it's over $1,400 a month. With insurance, it's close to $200 a month. Right now, I'm getting it for free because I reached my out-of-pocket maximum for the year because of being in the hospital a couple times.
Right.
So $1,400. You mean to tell me it's only $200 with insurance? You think our insurance is really paying that much of the difference? I don't think they're paying any of it because the insurance company is owned by these medical companies. It's all a scam.
It is a scam because I'll tell you what, my wife takes this shot that she's got to take every 2 weeks because she has very bad eczema. Like bad, like it's just super bad. Like it just literally like cracks her whole hands. It's so bad, right? So I have to I help her out and I give her this shot, right? And it's very phony how like it works, like the insurance works, because like you said, if you don't have this certain insurance, this is what it's gonna cost you. It's like skyrocket. Like it's like,
and it don't cost anywhere near that.
Right.
The medicine they can probably cost them $20 to make.
But the pharmaceutical that she gets it from tells her, call this number and they'll give you a gift card or some kind of rebate, da 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 da. But you gotta call yourself and call now. And then once you call them, call us back with this code or whatever.
Yeah.
And so then you do that.
Why though? Like, why does it have to be like that?
So then you do that and you call them back. They're like, oh, great, you qualified. It's free now.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Like, wait a minute. You just told me 5 minutes ago that it's going to cost me $3,000 to have this shot or whatever. And now you're telling me to call this 1-800 number to tell them that I need whatever it is, a code that they're supposed to give me. They don't even give you the proper information. You're just like, hey, I need so-and-so asked me to call you and to tell me this. Oh yeah, we know. Here's this code, call back. You call back, done. Free. What?
Nope.
So how did this person get paid at the end of the day? Somehow, somewhere, I don't know, man. It's just,
and when you have
makes no sense.
These insurance companies bring it down to, okay, $200, but it was supposed to be $1,400. Like I said, the insurance company is owned by these medical companies. And who do you think's allowing them to get away with that? The government.
Yes.
So you think the government's not getting a kickback from these medical companies? You better believe they are. Where's that money going?
Yeah.
Because that's money that's not even on the books.
Yeah. That whole industry and the way they bring the way they bring money in, first of all, is just ridiculous. Like, it just, you know how it is in healthcare. Something crawling on me. Just how much they charge for an aspirin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
God forbid you have to have special equipment or something. And it just like racks it up. And that's before you even get to see a doctor. Administration's there trying to get a credit card from you.
So
just so they know who to bill.
So
at
for
the end of the day.
my couple visits to the hospital this year, a couple overnight stays, a bunch of CT scans, MRIs, all that BS, scans of my heart. I don't even remember what some of the shit they did's called. But without insurance, my total was about just shy of $250,000. So about $250,000.
Yeah.
What I got to pay with insurance it was a little shy of 7,000 out of the 250. So you're telling me you just got $243,000 from my insurance, and you're worried about the $7,000 from me?
Yeah, because it's going to be a while before they see that insurance.
Yeah. Well, and it's all built into their scheme that they have.
Right.
The $7,000 that I'm paying is what it probably didn't even really cost them $7,000. That'll more than pay for my stay in the hospital and all the tests they ran.
Yep.
All the rest of it that they steal through the insurance, that's just gravy.
Yeah. It just sucks that insurance rips off the people. Like I say, yeah, an aspirin shouldn't cost $250, but I saw some technology and some talent come in and out of that ICU my mother was in, and it was amazing. Thank God. Her doctor was, let me tell you about this guy. I was going to tell you about this guy. I won't say his name on air, but you see this guy taking information. And first of all, he knew my mother from years back, worked with her then too. And So he knew all her medical information like a photogenic memory. And I saw him work with the nurses on her vitals and all that, and it was funny because he didn't he wasn't quick off the line. You'd see him process all this stuff in his head, and you almost wondered, like, is he there? Like, is this guy just slow, or is he like really working here? And then he would just like he knew his shit really good. So, thank God,
Yeah.
the same hospital she was at years ago. It was under different management, but both times the care was exceptional. So I don't want to take anything away from medical professionals, but
No, I was
because
just
they deserve good money.
I was just gonna say I
But
don't.
not all of them make good money.
My bitching about this is just the system.
Yeah.
And definitely nothing to take away
Yeah.
from. There's a lot of great doctors out there, and there's some shitty ones too. But
The
you know,
$2,000 beds.
when
and
you
the
get a good
freaking-
one, yeah, absolutely, they need to get paid,
Yeah.
just like a good teacher should get paid.
Yeah.
Don't want to take anything away from the people that are helping save lives and improve quality of life for people. Absolutely.
Yeah, and thankfully, some of the doctors there were recognizable, and they're not all on that, put you in a room to die kind of thing. So,
Right.
yeah. Speaking of, like Fauci, you guys been watching the news about that?
I heard a little bit.
We lived through so much of that shit.
Yeah.
Fauci's been testifying on Capitol Hill, but if that's what you would call it, he showed up for his whatever it was and pleaded the fifth over 111 times. 111 times. And here we go. Let's see what this is.
Although it pains me to do so, because of the respect I have for the legislative branch of government and my decades-long record of cooperating with Congress, under the advice of my attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions. Thank you. Although it pains me to...
So, and this is what he did. He didn't do it just once. He did it over and over again. Josh Holloway, I don't know if you're familiar with, he's a senator, and he's somewhat of a showboater. I think he's also a pastor, so he really knows how to get the room reacting. I don't know if I have him, but he went toe to toe with him. He's like, so, do you what do you know what day it is? And Fauci's lawyer leans up and says something to him, and Fauci goes, I have to, I'm pleading the fifth. And he would ask him what color tie he's wearing, and it would be the same thing over and over again. Here.
Senator Moreno, why do you suspect Fauci's pleading the fifth after testifying 200 plus times before?
Dr. Fauci invoked his Fifth Amendment rights 111 times.
It's against the law to obstruct an investigation of Congress. There will be repercussions to your refusal to testify today.
You could sit for In Style magazine, but you can't answer questions for the American people. You could sit for In Style magazine, but you're here taking the fifth. You could sit for In Style magazine and get $1 million in cash awards. But now the cat's got your tongue. Somewhere along the line, it became all about you. You became a narcissist and a megalomaniac and a liar. And you've lied to the American people, and you've lied to this body.
It is a total disgrace what you did to this country. And if my Democrat colleagues are standing there defending you, I hope the voters of the United States of America watch the clips of every one of you doting on a guy who was more interested in being a celebrity than saving American people.
Dr. Fauci, I hope the American people listen very carefully to Chairman Paul's opening statement. I think it's a stunning indictment of the actions you've taken that have been so destructive to global health.
You remember.
Yeah.
I mean, we all worked together through that whole thing, and we saw it progress.
Don't plead the fifth on everything like that unless you've got shit to hide.
All right, so here's the thing.
You just don't.
He's got a pardon, right? He was part of Biden's pardon.
Right.
He was blanket pardoned for anything he might have done in this time frame, which happened to cover his whole career. Freaking mosquito or something?
Oh yeah, there's some big dinosaurs out here around this time, especially with the
So,
thing.
yeah, so he was pardoned. So he's pleading the fifth. So why is he pleading the fifth if he was pardoned?
Yeah.
You know, I tell you why, because right now they're just hammering away, and now a state can now charge him on state charges.
Right.
That doesn't, he's not protected from a federal pardon from
And not
from
just
a president.
And I'm sure there's other people, if he were to start answering all their questions that have not been pardoned, there's going to be other people involved that he would end up hanging, I'm sure. Other Democrats.
This is Florida's Attorney General, James Uthmeyer. He's done a lot when it comes to like the whole keep the kids away from the drag and sex orientation, shit like that. He's really great. Here's the latest on him. I didn't watch this whole thing, but let's see what he's saying.
Anthony Fauci, Mr. Attorney General, you got the floor. What are you doing?
That's great to be here. Well, just about an hour or two ago, we issued a formal subpoena to Dr. Fauci under Florida state law, seeking a breadth of documents ranging to what he knew, when he knew it, his doubts about the safety and efficacy of vaccines that he's out there promoting. And we're really focused in on his self-dealing. Evidence has come to light that he was trying to personally profit off of this. This is outside of his government duties, his official role. He's trying to pursue book deals, awards, get connected with high rollers that, might help him come into millions and millions of dollars. This is wrong, and it could go towards a deceptive trade practice, fraud, public nuisance, you name it. I think there's many aspects of Florida law that now are implicated.
So what's the evidence that you're pointing at here?
Well, a lot of it, he revealed himself in this diary. We've got communications, emails with subordinates where he's asking them to help work on applications for these awards. We know one award in particular, he made $900,000 on that. Again, this is separate and independent from his government salary.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, Mr.
made
Attorney
more.
General, you got the floor. What are you doing?
He was the highest paid.
Well, just about an hour or two ago, we issued
He was the highest paid person in all the government for many, many years.
Yes. Yeah, and then made all these deals on the side. Says one thing, but in his diary was completely something different. Like something doesn't add up with this.
Yeah, it's just
He's
phony.
Yeah. So here's Fetterman.
He's a scumbag.
Who Fetterman is the Democrat who had the stroke, who really was an embarrassment for a short period of time. I hate to say it there. He made for some good material, but as he recuperated, man, this guy made more sense than almost any conservative lately. And he continues to surprise a lot of conservatives. Now he's pretty liberal too, but you may agree with him on this.
It's not about much more your regrets, but I have one. And that is early on that there was the theory that the virus could have emerged from the lab. And early on that became like a right-wing kinds of theory. And I thought it seemed to make sense. Now, there was a really advanced lab that was close by, and then you have this unknown virus out. So, but that became a very partisan thing. And now it seems now it's more and more emerging theory that would have come from the lab. Now, I think that the next time our nation's facing something like this, we are not become, as I might have been, blinded by the partisan idea that maybe the truth might come from a side that's different than you are. But I think we should really be willing to pursue truth, no matter where that may have emerged, for all of that.
Because everything's been polarizing.
Well, it makes sense. Both sides can't be right.
Right. And it's okay to cross the aisle when it's something right or wrong.
You can still stick to your beliefs, but I'm on what you call the right. We're not always right. There's things we get wrong.
Let me see what this is.
But that's just it. Like, there's certain things that you can, at one time when I was younger, I was Democrat. But there was always certain things on the
over here,
Republican side of the party.
You got that bear spray over
that
there?
I liked. there's always certain things from both parties that I would agree with or disagree with, and still do to this day.
Hey, what's up, Conservative Blitz podcast? I just don't see that. John's out there. Thank you, John, for giving me that audio check.
But most Democrats are just so fucking stubborn. Like, they can't admit any of it. Like, some of them can, and I give them credit, but they can't admit anything that their side's done wrong or gotten wrong. Or it's like, I don't remember where I heard it. I heard something today that they can't believe that they would vote for this knowing it's wrong, the things that they're doing, just out of spite.
Right. Just because Trump bad.
Just out of
Trump
spite.
bad.
You're going to vote
Trump bad.
for
Orange man
the
bad.
destruction of our entire country, the entire system. You're willing to let it all fall out of spite.
Yeah.
You're voting for socialism.
Yeah.
And what's the other thing? What they used to call it before? Socialism, and then there's communism.
That's what it turns into.
Communism. You're voting for that out of spite.
Which we're already
bad.
there.
Trump
Don't
red
even get
man
started.
bad.
Yeah. We're already there when it comes to property taxes and shit like that.
Red man.
Orange man.
Orange man, whatever.
Here's another montage. I won't play the whole thing because it's long, but you get the gist.
To the topic today is the issue of pandemic preparedness. And if there's one message
2017, before
that I
the
want to
pandemic.
leave with you today, based on my experience, and you'll see that in a moment, is that there is no question that there will be a challenge to the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, but also there will be a surprise outbreak.
Really? Glad somebody got that on video.
I don't know how many times I can say it, Madam Chair. We did not fund gain-of-function research to be conducted in the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Anyway, so let me just go on about NIH lifts funding pause on gain-of-function research that might be anticipated to create, transfer, or use enhanced potential pandemic pathogens. I don't think this is going to be foolproof. Things are going to slip through.
Things are going to slip through.
If it may have been a lab, may have been nature, we're supposed to look forward, then why did Dr. Fauci work so hard for just one of those theories?
I'm almost have to laugh at that, Neil. I mean, that's totally bizarre. First of all, I wasn't leaning totally strongly one way or the other. I've always kept an open mind.
As you know, there's a sort of urban legend that there's a biological warfare center in Wuhan and that the coronavirus escaped from that. Did you have any sense of where it probably came from?
I think ultimately we know that these things come from an animal reservoir. I've heard these conspiracy theories, and like all conspiracy theories, they're just conspiracy theories.
I wasn't leaning totally strongly one way or the other. I've always kept an open mind.
Fauci versus Fauci. Oh, the masks.
Right now,
Remember
people
that?
should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
I just
Should
hope
you be
people
wearing
don't
two masks
forget about
or
that.
one mask? I often myself wear two masks. Can we make a general recommendation that doesn't have scientific basis yet? No.
Please wear a mask.
The chances of my
For the COVID pandemic, Dr. Fauci,
This is,
as head of the National Institute of Allergy and
she was
Infectious
DNI.
Diseases, provided millions in U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund dangerous gain-of-function research on bat coronaviruses at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, work which is now widely viewed as the source of the unintentional lab leak that sparked the pandemic. Now, in support of President Trump's maximum transparency mandate, today, on my final day as Director of National Intelligence, I'm releasing never-before-seen communications and documents that expose exactly how Fauci worked with politicized career leadership in the intelligence community to suppress the truth about his actions, the virus's lab leak origins, and his role in directing U.S. funding for this dangerous research that caused immeasurable harm and countless lost lives. Now, these documents expose Fauci's direct role in influencing and manipulating IC assessments on COVID-19 and how Fauci lied to Congress in 2024 When under oath, he denied knowledge of or participation in discussions with intelligence officials about viral research.
Yeah.
We also received testimony from multiple intelligence community whistleblowers who reported retaliation for challenging the intelligence community's manipulation.
Yeah, you can go on and on and on. Her whole investigation, she turned over. They did all this. Now it's in the hands of Florida. And Florida will charge him. I believe right here in Fort Pierce is where he's being brought up on charges, I believe. I want to say the 11th Circuit Court, which might be Fort Pierce.
I think it is.
So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I mean, the guy's 80, but that doesn't mean nothing. They just put somebody to death in Florida that was 81, I think. 2 in the last
If he has
couple
to
months.
appear, maybe we should do a To the Point live.
From the court. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. You're like, keep my head low right now. You know, it's election season and my mouth gets carried away, so do my fingertips. So I'll just beat my ass in the house. Yeah, so RFK now, a lot of this is probably due to RFK's access to all of this being Secretary of HHS.
Is this massive dichotomy between what he was saying privately and what he was simultaneously saying publicly. He says in his diaries on January 30th that the Wuhan lab could not possibly be the source of the virus.
Oh, we know that was all false.
And then, well, we all know it, but now his diary, he says he knew that, and yet for 2 years he told us that was.
But he was given a pardon prospectively. From the last
from the auto
administration. We don't
pen.
know if it was an auto pen pardon. It doesn't really matter for legality purposes. But
not anymore.
Americans want to know, a lot of them, is there going to be any accountability for trillions of dollars lost, children's education destroyed, and public health reputation?
It'll never be enough.
Public health industry reputation shattered.
Yeah, and millions of people injured. You know, he lied about masks, he lied about social distancing, he lied about the transmission, he lied about natural immunity, he lied about the capacity, as you just said, of the vaccine to prevent infection. He got vaccinated at a very, very public press conference in January of 2020, and then
like Ellen
5 months later, he had, and this is the first time that we knew this from the diary,
wasn't he?
He
Like
had a
if
pulmonary
she was a
infarction,
man or if he was her.
which is one of the adverse events that NIH, CDC, and FDA
He had a
said
reaction
are
to the
expected
vaccine.
from the vaccine.
It was in his diary.
He never told anybody. He got treated for it privately by the best doctors in America at the same
You hear
time
that?
that he was telling everybody that that was not an adverse event.
Is there anything else we're missing from these diaries that has not been released that you can share with us tonight?
I don't think, I mean, I have to say a lot of this stuff is in my book.
Of course.
But based upon other
It's all in the book. It's all in the book. Yeah. I like RFK. I liked him even before he was part of the administration. I wouldn't have voted for him, but he's a Democrat. I mean, he's more like common sense liberal, I guess.
Right.
You should call him, but
He's what should be running for Democrat.
right. But they shut the door on him. He's better off where he's at though, in MAGA, because that's what Maha. It's Maha, and that's where Trump put him because that's where he needed to be. Now, if he put him over the CIA, that would have been crazy too, because you know, CIA is who killed his freaking father and uncle, allegedly, depending on who you talk to. Bob said from the Conservative Blitz, the problem is that 95% of the government is corrupt. It's all about the money. Just look how many people went to jail. Oh, wait. No one. You're right. So we'll see what Florida does.
They get away with breaking federal laws and everything, and they get done with their career richer than they started, millions and millions of dollars, and they walk away knowing nothing's going to happen. Even if it comes to light, it's usually going to be a slap on the wrist.
I've got a couple things. Here's the one last video. I don't even know what this one is. Let's see.
Dr. Fauci, you admitted in your own diary that COVID was nothing more than a flu. Do you regret shutting the world down? Are you ever going to admit that you killed millions of people through your poison shots? When are you going to take responsibility for your mishandling of
Hopefully they
COVID?
hear it.
When are you going to take responsibility for your mishandling of COVID, Dr. Fauci?
Never.
Nunca.
Never.
it for you guys.
Yeah, he had screenshots of the diary, but I couldn't see him anyways. But yeah, so I mean, unfortunately, what about the woman? That woman, Dr. Burke, who was beside him almost in every press conference right up until like the midway mark. After like 6 weeks.
What is she up to?
I think after like 6 or 12 weeks, she was just like bailed because she knows something's coming. You know, I don't know if she's ever been brought up on testimony or subpoenas to Congress.
Yeah, where's she at?
I don't
Good
know,
question.
but drag her ass in there too, because they were all advising the president at the time. And just like they said, all of the kids, like we went to work, right?
Yeah.
We just went to work like it was nothing normal. Some people couldn't go to work, but
We
think
had
about
to.
the kids.
We had Mike. We had to.
Right.
We didn't
Essential.
have.
We were essential.
We didn't have
We were
stay-at-home
expendable.
jobs. We didn't have.
Yeah.
We didn't have a job from a computer.
We were
didn't have all these things that these companies all of a sudden figured. Hey, you know what? We could save money.
Yeah.
We could do this. We could do that.
We'll just make everybody wear a mask and put arrows on the floor,
Yeah.
and they'll be okay.
And
But
now,
remember-
now look how society's coming out nowadays. You know,
remember being at work and you maybe walking to go on break or something, and get shit from somebody because your mask slipped just a little bit below
Yeah.
your nose.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I'd be like, if doesn't your mask work, then what the fuck are you worried about?
Yeah. Yeah. Keep your mask on. Yeah. You know, looking back at everything we had to go through, just us. I know. I remember coming home and changing clothes before I would even go in the house. Whatever groceries we'd come home, you wipe down real quick. We did that maybe twice.
Yeah.
And then it's like, fuck, you know, whatever. And we went about our life. But because it was obvious.
I grew up drinking from garden hoses.
Right.
When playing like football or basketball
If you
outside.
think about all the shit that got canceled, proms, homecomings, football games, music lessons, any like kind of social activities that were now virtual, and everything you didn't want your kid to be hooked on, this is how it's got to be done. And you know, kids missed out on major milestone chunks of their lives, and so did adults.
Yeah.
You couldn't go see your mom if she was in the
imagine-
ICU.
Yeah. Or people's couldn't watch their loved ones when they're, might be passing away. They had to, their loved ones had to spend the last days of their lives.
Remember
by
those
themselves.
videos of people but between glass?
Remember,
Like that
remember
outside
all the
window and
people.
shit.
What about people that lost their jobs?
Yeah.
Some of these people lost high paying jobs that they worked their whole lives for because they didn't want to get the jab. They didn't
Yeah.
want to. They didn't want to get a shot and wear a mask, and because they knew it was all bullshit.
The field we're in, I'm not giving too
I
much
was
away,
close.
but we were this close.
I was-
All of us were this close from being mandated.
And
It wouldn't have worked out very well for that particular part of the industry. But besides all that, yeah, so COVID, the kids
Listen.
will never get that back.
listen, think about it. I'm not gonna lie. It was some scary shit at the moment.
Yeah, because they put it on us like that.
Right.
Press
It
conference.
was some scary shit at
you
the moment.
remember seeing the
you
map?
would be like,
We were somewhere. I forget where
you would
we
be
were.
like, damn, you're sick?
Yes.
Oh fuck, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Man.
That's
Hope
it.
They don't put
You
them on
would-
a ventilator.
You would hear, oh, you're sick? Oh,
Because
fuck.
as soon as they
That's
go
it.
on a hospital, they get put on a ventilator
That's it.
automatically, and they don't make it.
So then the next day you're waiting for the fucking countdown to see if that number changed, and if it did, you're calling that so and so person to see if they
I
made
remember being more worried
Fucking
about
sad,
my
man. It's
job
scary
than I was
shit.
about being sick.
Do you remember the map early on when they talked about this virus somewhere else before it even hit America? And then it was like a headline. I forget where we were, but we were somewhere all together. With a
Remember
larger
the
crowd.
death count, the counter?
Yeah, and then that came, and then
Yeah.
it's like here in America, and it's like here it is. Everyone's wearing a fucking mask. Remember, we were like, oh no way. Like a day later, the people were wearing masks. We're like, oh shit.
Remember the line or the arrows on the floors
Yeah.
trying to tell people which direction to walk?
And we were just waiting for communication from our superiors.
Had to
It
get
came.
had
It
to
came.
get your
Shit
temperature
changed.
taken every day you
Yes.
came to work and answer like 10 questions.
So a lot of stuff changed for a lot of people, especially kids and people that you'll never get that back. You'll never get.
Maybe
that
I'll
bonus
write a
back.
book. We should write a book. What it was like,
We
the
should.
three of us. What it was like to be essential working in retail during COVID.
We should. All right, we got 20 minutes. I've got let's. We're going to talk about Florida governorship because a lot's going on there. We kind of touched on that a little bit with James Fishback, who's a rising star. Have you seen any of his TikTok videos or anything like that?
No.
Besides
for
what we've
Florida?
shared?
No, just what we've shared.
Yeah. I've talked to Bobby Williams before on the Board Report, and he was on Bedford Chronicle, so he's a friend of the show. But I mean, not that we've never endorsed him. He's never been on To The Point, something like that. But there's like 9 people running, and they always discount Bobby Williams. Of course, the leader of the pack is Byron Donalds. He's got like a 34-point lead. And
he was recently on the Cletus McFarland thing on YouTube. A couple of them have been on there now.
Which one? James Fishback?
Fishback's been on there, and then now Donald was just on there.
Byron Donalds.
Yeah. And I gotta say he's well spoken. He seems like he's smart. He does seem very smart. Do I think if I wasn't, I know he's got Trump support, so he's going to be looking to back
Byron
things.
He's a smooth talker.
He is a smooth talker. He's a typical politician. I do believe he's smart, and I do believe he's worthy of the job, but I don't think he would be my first vote if I don't think anybody else has really got a shot right now. He's leading by so much.
Well, here it is. Byron Donalds right now, average support is 44.2%. James Fishback, the closest, maybe at 12.4%.
Right.
Jay Collins, who's lieutenant governor, is at 12%. And then others undecided, which is a big group of others, is they just didn't break it down, is 31.4%. That includes Bobby Williams, Paul Raniere, who's Speaker of the House, who should be up there above Jay Collins. But there's a couple other more popular candidates. I like Bobby Williams because I like his message. He's not a politician. He's probably very inexperienced in that field, but he's a Florida pastor and he's done a lot of good and common sense kind of guy. And he's I would say he aligns most with DeSantis out of all of them. And most of James Fishback's platform he has taken from Bobby Williams. James Fishback came up pretty quick, and he's really sharp with the younger generation.
I see the ones that are running now, and I'm all for term limits in every position.
Right.
But I will say it does suck to have to lose DeSantis.
Yeah. Well, one thing that helps Fishback is he says if DeSantis could run for a third term, he wouldn't be running. He'd be voting for DeSantis, because he's the best governor in the United States. Of course, he knows what to say. But this guy's like a social media expert. Remember we played the video of his ex-girlfriend who supposedly had the dirt, was going to spill the beans. I never got a follow-up on that. But that kind of went away. He's now married like 3 months later with a baby on the way. So whatever. But Bobby Williams, he's pretty cool. Let me see what we got going on here. I've got a couple slides here. Let's do Bobby.
Hey everybody, Bobby Williams. On your little afternoon too. I talked yesterday about property tax. I was in the press conference with Blazing Golia, CFO, showing how much waste and fraud was going on in these cities and counties. And he showed how he, went to him a year ago. He's been doing this for a year, and there ain't no change. Actually, they doubled down. They spent more. I think it's like I use this example, metaphor. I use it all the time everywhere I go. If you got a spoiled rotten kid who has access to mommy and daddy's credit card, when will they ever quit spending? They never will. You have to take it away from them. So that's the reason why I'm for no property tax and homestead exemption, because the only way you're going to make these cities and counties tighten their belts is pull money away from them. It's the only way it's going to happen. And a year of the CFO just shows you that's going to happen. What's going to happen. We have to do no property
100%
Number one for the people.
with
It's our right. We
DeSantis
should
right
own
there.
our property. That should be outright. And I'd like to see no property tax for everything, and even rentals and commercials. You own it, you own it.
Otherwise it's
on
socialism.
the flip side, there's two things that can do differently. Our own governor said this probably 3 weeks ago, time flies, in Vero Beach. He says we have so much money coming in. We have a rainy day fund, a slush fund, and he said the legislation was trying to get him to create another slush fund. So that shows you how much money we got coming in. Florida is tourist capital, probably huge tourist industry. We need to make tourists pay for a lot of this stuff, not people who live here. People come on vacation, all that kind of stuff should pay for that. A lot of things should happen, but shows you we got so much money there. So in doing that, I'm going to say this, and these other candidates might copy it, whatever, doesn't matter, but I'm just going to tell you, I always think outside the box, how can we make things work? Because my goal is less taxes, less government. And there's some other things I probably won't talk about until after the primary, after we win, but things I want to do.
It's a shame that Trump didn't endorse him.
Two biggest costs of any county is sheriffs and your school board.
Because I think that
that would really know anything
would flip
about
him
that.
and Byron.
The
Right
county commissioners have zero influence in their sheriff or their school.
Just having Trump's endorsement.
So why make us pay for it throughout the county? Why not make the state pay for it? Because really what happens with
he makes a lot of sense. And during all those hurricanes, you didn't see him because he wasn't in politics. But his church was bringing a lot of food to first responders and people that couldn't afford it or were devastated by the hurricanes. And they've also gone up to Louisiana and stuff like that. Really nice guy. Talked to him a little bit. Tried to get him to come back on the board report before the 18th. But, as the primary comes, which is just in a week or two, these guys' schedule gets really crazy. So don't forget to vote in the primary August 18th. It's very critical, probably no matter where you're at in Florida. And even if you're not in Florida, if you got a primary coming up, to go. Midterms, very important. This was Fishback. We played this video back when he
We're ready to go fuck back and you're going to get locked up. Knock it off.
You got three guys. Yes, he put your hands on me. Not to put his hands on me. Well, put your hands on me.
Then tell him to not put his hands on me. What the fuck?
Three of you and a lot more. Remember that.
You out of sight, motherfucker. Let's do it.
The old boy's ready to
Get the fuck in. Don't stand in my way. Do not do it. We're ready to go fuck back and you're going to get locked up. Knock it off.
You got three guys. Yes, he put your hands on me. Not to put his hands on me. Well, put your hands on me.
Then tell him to not put his hands on me.
This came out yesterday.
What the fuck?
Three of you and a lot more. Remember that.
He's got something on
You out of sight, motherfucker.
Good morning. My name is James Fishback, Republican candidate for Florida governor. I'm speaking to you not as a political candidate, but as a fellow Floridian and a proud American. A whistleblower came to my campaign recently with direct, disturbing evidence about a previously unreported felony crime committed by Byron Donalds. Not Byron Donalds, my opponent, Byron Donalds, the United States Congressman. My legal team has now fully vetted and verified this evidence. It is incontrovertible and it is damning. I will be holding a press conference in my personal capacity as a proud Republican, resident of Florida, and American citizen to share this evidence with the public. Congressman Donalds, I want to speak directly to you for a moment, if I may. You and I both know what you did. Let's just be honest. And if you come to the public and share the full extent of your criminal history, I will cancel my press conference. I believe it's better for them to hear it from you than from me. But if you don't, I will travel to Tallahassee on Thursday, present this evidence, and let the public decide. On matters this urgent, this important, this piercing, I look to the leadership of Governor DeSantis, and that sunshine is always the best disinfectant. Good morning.
DeSantis
My name is James
hasn't
Fishback, Republican candidate for Florida.
DeSantis hasn't endorsed his lieutenant governor. Right. He hasn't endorsed Paul Raniere, who was actually, all that great stuff in Florida that happened with DeSantis. If it wasn't for Paul Raniere, most of it wouldn't have been passed through legislation. Not saying he's got my vote because I like Bobby Williams, but Jay Collins, lieutenant governor, and he hasn't even gotten the governor's endorsement really. I don't know. Now, that Blaze Angolia, did you hear Bobby mention his name? He's running for CFO. That's the chief financial officer. That's what he's at right now. He's the one going around auditing all these cities and counties saying, you're bullshitting your people. And it's like our Doge. And so make sure you vote for him, because he's actually going in there exposing our local communities that are ripping us off with taxes and stuff like that. Especially right now when it's coming up about property taxes, this and that. Everybody attached to government is saying, "Oh no, you're going to lose your services," and it's like bullshit. They had the Florida sheriffs come out and say, "Oh, Amendment 3 is reckless and this and that," and it's like, why? What makes you qualified to tell me that? The same guys that lead these departments that abuse the Constitution time after time, but who will get whatever budget they want because all they have to do is go to Tallahassee or sue you, as far as the county goes, like we saw in our county. These sheriffs will get their budget requests. The schools will get their money. That's not even attached to this. And part of Amendment 3, it actually says law enforcement and police departments will not be defunded or affected by any loss of property tax revenue.
They're gonna get their money. The money that's gonna be lost is what the dirty politicians are stealing and using to make deals that we don't even know about. And I mean, the schools, all of them are still going to get their monies. And at the end of the day, somebody tell me why I should have to rent land I own from the government for the rest of my life. It's not their land.
That's the American dream.
It's not the government's land. It's my fucking land.
That's the American dream, though.
No.
Since when? Where was that written down anywhere? In any Tom Sawyer book about you having to pay tax on what you own for the rest of your life?
Right. That'd be like paying
Or lose
tax.
it.
That'd be like paying your taxes on your car every year for the car that you paid off 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Maybe you drive.
Well,
a car
you do,
for 20
but
years.
they hide that in
It's hidden.
tag fees and
tags,
driver
your
license.
driver's license, and stuff like that. But it's just ridiculous. I'm not well, I am if I have to, because we have been for all our lives, but we shouldn't have to rent our land from the government.
Florida is the tourism capital of the world, and there's agriculture. If you can't get your shit right through all that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's one more video. I got 2 more videos I want to play. We got 2 minutes. Here's Byron. Somebody confronting Byron. Maybe.
Say you've never traded stocks on inside information? No, I've got a list of perfectly timed stock trades you made right here. Did Nancy Pelosi teach you that?
Wait.
Maybe this.
Amphenol you bought went up 101%. How met 362% right after you bought them. You're willing to tell me that your broker made those decisions?
I've been very clear on this the entire time. My advisor has third-party authorization. I never call my broker and tell him to do anything. And by the way,
so he's just a genius. He's like Warren Buffett.
He's the #1 financial advisor for all
you
of
bought
Marvel
Marvell with a whole bunch of other congressmen right before it went up 187%.
You can argue all you want, but you're lying. So stop lying.
I think you're lying, Byron.
No, actually, you're lying.
You're lying because I think Nancy Pelosi taught you that, Byron.
Moran Wealth Management is my financial advisor. They do a great job.
You're an insider trader, Byron.
Bye-bye.
You're dishonest.
Yeah, so there's that. Moving on, because we got a minute, and I wanted to play this because
part of another game right there. Insider trading is, so many people do it. It's just a matter of when somebody wants to hang you for it.
And that's what people are saying, that Nancy Pelosi mentored him on all that and whatnot. So and they just voted against it. I don't know where he voted on that, but supposedly they're not allowed to trade stocks anymore. But it is ironic, and you should be able to put your stuff into like a trust that would operate in your interest. But when every hit it makes capitalizes on every vote you make on a hill.
And when you see so many politicians,
very, very fishy.
So many politicians seem to make such great decisions when it comes to the stock market.
Right.
That's not a coincidence.
They go in there with $2 million in the bank, maybe, and come out with $34 million. And their salary is only $300.
It's all part of the scam. They've got the insider trading, and they're getting that information because, I don't know, big medical industry might be giving them a kickback. They get money from all these different places, so they're buying that insider information with our stolen tax money.
So, something we're familiar with. Shifting gears real quick before we wrap it up. We're talking about national security a lot with the war in Iran and all that and this and that. And China's always being thrown out there that we're supposed to hate China. And maybe we should. but we allow things like this to happen. Smithfield, which is a popular meat producer, was purchased back in 2013 by a Chinese-based Shanghai International, now called WH Group. And it's not federal regulators approved all this, knowing that one of our largest pork providers in the United States would now be controlled by a foreign government. They never passed a law requiring it to be sold back to Americans, and whatnot. And now we're looking at pork and beef prices hitting skyrocket prices. Due to what? Is this reflection from COVID, or is this part of the Green New Deal shit where Bill Gates is buying up property and not letting
Pretty
cattle?
sure they bought Tyson around that same time, one of the biggest chicken providers.
Well, I think Smithfield bought Tyson, and then all these other companies, and then the Chinese came in and bought Smithfield.
Right.
And now they still have the processing plants here. We heard horror stories that they were shipping in chickens, Chinese chickens, but I don't think you have that problem here. I think they're probably mutilating the chickens here just fine without paying for cargo. But our industries are in the tank, especially when it comes to cattle. So this is not Florida. This is Texas's Department of Agriculture or Agricultural Commissioner, which we have that election coming up too for Florida. And I'm voting for Matt the Welder. He has no business being there either, but he's smarter than all the other guys. So vote for Matt the Welder, the 18th. His name is actually Matt Taylor. So I don't know how to be on the ballot, but he changed his name legally. Then they changed the law, which was fishy, that you couldn't put your name on a ballot if you change your name within 12 months. After he changed his name, and he was already running. So then he had to change his name back or get some kind of exception. I don't know. But anyways, here's this old cowboy from Texas.
The problem is beef, high prices of beef.
Correct.
So the president's remedy was to buy quadruple the amount of beef we're getting from Argentina.
Right.
It's the only time I've disagreed with him, but I had to contact him and say, whoa, this is a problem because we already have an agriculture trade deficit of $50 billion. We're buying $50 billion more food than we're selling. Mm-hmm. And this makes that problem worse. And to solve the beef shortage, we need more cattle, more mama cows. Mm-hmm. I said, to do that, let's open up federal grazing lands. Under the Biden administration, because of his, Green New Deal, they kicked all the ranchers off federal land. So there's 24 million acres of land idle. I said, open up some of that land so we'll have a place to go with our cows during the drought. We won't have to sell them. Mm-hmm. We could retain heifers and have a place to graze them. So they took that almost immediately. Secretary Doug Burgum immediately opened up 5 million acres to grazing for our ranchers. So that's helped retain the cattle herd. I said, also you could do a heifer retention tax credit. Mm-hmm. Pay that farmer, I don't know, $500 for every heifer he'll keep back and grow the herd. Mm-hmm. They could use a tax deduction. They're making a little money. So they haven't done that yet. And then I told him, if you really want to lower the price of beef overnight, open the Texas-Mexican border to the 1,200,000 head that are waiting to get in. We actually get 15% of our cattle herd from Mexico. They walk in on the hoof. They graze our wheat and graze our hay meadows, go into our feedlots, and we turn that into beef and sell it back to Mexico. The problem is...
Yeah, so speaking of beef... drop by our website, ircmedia.net. We do have 2 shirts for sale right now. This is the Conspiracy Club. She does not come with the shirt, but you can check out the America Commemorative 250 shirt, which is this one right here. I don't know. I'm not turning around for you. But the Conspiracy Club next week, right? On the 13th, I believe it is.
Yep, next Thursday.
Yeah, 6 or 7 at Filthy's in Vero Beach. I don't know. Stay tuned for a post like that on Facebook from John. And check out our website and whatnot. Friday night, I think we're talking more political stuff on the Board Report, and Joanne might have an interview Thursday. I'm not sure on the Binford Chronicles, but other than that, I don't know if we'll be here. I don't know if we'll be here Wednesday.
We'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. We kind of missed a few weeks, but we'll see what's going on. So we'll see you guys next week either way. If not here, we'll see you at the Conspiracy Club. Tune in.
So
See you guys next week.
Peace out. I don't know. I'm not ready though.
Oh, we'll see you guys next time.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it